Good morning you guys, it's Karen and I'm here. I'm very excited to be talking about a new SPF, a new sunscreen for the face, but I have actually found another 4. I think I've got one coming today, one I've already got and I've yet to try, and then one other. So there's one other brand, but I've got like a little set from them. So I've got quite a few sunscreen videos to tell you about, so you'll know what to expect in the future. But the interesting thing is that I love this so much. I think that this, I would say this is my holy grail. It's the best sunscreen I've found so far. For me, I just absolutely love it. So I'll be really interested to see how those others compare to this. I did all my notes last night, which are here. If you see me looking down, look at this notepad, isn't it cute? It says busy overthinking, which is just perfect for me. So this is by Carbon Theory. Carbon Theory are a company that say they are results-driven skincare solutions, products to keep breakouts at bay. That seems to be the main way that they started. It was to do with, oily breakout-prone skin. They are vegan and cruelty-free, so I think that's fantastic. This is SPF 50 and cost £16 for the 50ml, I think is in here. Yeah, 50ml. There is nano in that. That I suppose is the one. You know, I've got that big tick list and it's not an essential for me, but if it was non-nano, I'd be like, oh, that's great. But like I said, it's not an essential for me. The other interesting thing about this is, see, it says Daylight on the front here. So it says Daylight SPF 50 plus. I don't think you'll be able to see that. It's too bright, isn't it? But on their website, it's called Day Brite. But I've looked at the ingredients and they're exactly the same. They're identical. So it's the same product. I thought, well, maybe they had a product called Day Brite and it's now called Daylight, or vice versa, but it's Daylight on this bottle and on the box and everything, but on their own personal website it says Day Brite, but it's exactly the same product. I got mine from either Boots or, where did I get it from? Boots or like one of the online stores like Cult Beauty or Look Fantastic, something like that, but I'll link it for you. I'll give you a summary of what they say, what their claims are. They say it's a unique, super lightweight formula with broad spectrum UVA and UVB, built-in hydration. It is vegan and cruelty-free, designed for all skin types from sensitive to oily, and it has a breakout busting ingredient which is called SimSave H. SimSave H is hydroxyacetophenone, which is an ingredient that is known to calm the skin and condition the skin. So, and they say is an antioxidant with soothing characteristics to calm sensitive skin. Glycerin keeps the skin healthy and moisturised whilst helping to restore the skin barrier. Dicapronyl ether means that you can say goodbye to greasy application. That will make it a smoother, drier feeling application. New generation chemical sunscreens. So this, I'm going to read you the ingredients. It's Uvinul and Tinosorb. Offer broad spectrum that's easily blendable without fragrance. Yeah, that's their claim. So the SimSave, like I said, is a great product for sensitive skin. It is ultra lightweight. I definitely think it's ultra lightweight. I'm going to show you me applying it, but I'll just show you how it comes out. It's very, very liquidy. So I don't know what people will think of that. I personally love liquidy type skincare. Absolutely love it. This has no fragrance, no added fragrance, no artificial fragrance, but there is a scent here. It is a scent that I have always loved, and the closest thing I can think to this is one that used to be my holy grail sunscreen, and it was by Dermalogica, and it was their oil-free SPF 20, and it was in a very, very similar packaging. Well, it's in the same bottle, but obviously with Dermalogica labelling on, and it had the same scent, and I absolutely loved it. To me, it smells like the beach. I don't know whether it's a typical sort of sunscreen smell. I keep on smelling it because it's actually very light. It's not a strong fragrance. But it's obviously one of those ingredients that smells like that. It smells lovely. So it is ultra lightweight. I do find it hydrating. I don't know if it would be hydrating enough if you had very dry skin, but I have got sunscreens, as you know. The Ordinary is one of them that I put on and my skin just feels tight, so it's no good, because I don't want to have to put a moisturiser on as well. I don't want to, firstly, I don't want to go through those 2 steps. I don't want to spend the 2 lots of money, and I don't want to dilute any sunscreen that I put on. I've always just used sunscreen, so I need my sunscreen to be my moisturiser as well. And so with The Ordinary it's not, but that's one of the first things I try out, and this is absolutely fine. My skin doesn't feel tight at all. It feels moisturised, which I think is due to the glycerin, because that always works well for me. It's a really good moisturising ingredient. So on to the ingredients and what this chemical sunscreen is. It's all of the new chemical sunscreens. So it is Uvinul A, which is high UVA and highly photostable. In fact, all of these are highly photostable, so I'll just tell you that. Tinosorb A to B. This one is high UVB, high UVA 2, which is really good. As you may know, it's one that's not always covered, UVA 2. And it has anti-inflammatory properties. But there's not as much known about that type of Tinosorb, the A to B. There's not as much information on that. I have done a video certainly on Tinosorb, so I'll link that for you. But this is nano. There is nanoparticles in this. I think I've told you, but it's the Tinosorb A to B, I believe. Uvinul T is in here, again UVB and photostable. Tinosorb M, which is broad spectrum, and Tinosorb S, also broad spectrum. And like I said, they're all photostable. Tinosorb M, I believe from my video, there was some studies showing that some people had irritation to that. So although this is saying that it's good for sensitive skin because it's got that ingredient in that will calm it down, it's just something to be aware of. If you've got super sensitive skin, do your research on sensitive skin and Tinosorb M and find out, you know, how many people with your same condition or sensitivities have had a reaction. But certainly I don't have any reaction to it. There's no fragrance in it. It says for oily, sensitive, all skin types, and I would say yes, but like I said, if you've got very dry skin, I'm not sure. I definitely wouldn't say no, but I would be hesitant to say yes, just in case you ended up going, no, I need more moisture than this, you know. There's no white cast, but then there's no white cast on me because my skin's white. So let me move on to tell you about the reviews. So the reviews are, it's like a 4.5 stars. I looked on Boots for most of my reviews. I had a look at a couple of other places, you know, just to get a sort of broad range of opinions. But on Boots, most of them said that it's not greasy, which they love. There's a lot of people that had tried many different sunscreens, but their skin felt too greasy, or it made their skin break out. And they're saying on here, doesn't cause breakouts, soaks in very fast, isn't greasy at all. This is good near eyes. I make sure that I put it over my eyes, and I've had no reaction at all. My eyes aren't watering, my eyes aren't irritated, it doesn't sting them. You know how some, I don't know, certainly I used to find a lot of sunscreens, if I put it near my eyes it would sting, and so that was a no for me as well. But there was a review that said that they found it greasy. In fact, I think there was two, bizarrely. There was hundreds saying that it was not greasy, but there was a couple that said they found it greasy on their skin and they didn't like it because it's not 100% matte. I was going to say straight away. I don't know if it ever would be because I don't think I've worn it a day that I haven't worn makeup. But it sits perfectly under makeup, by the way. That's something else I've missed here, but it sits wonderfully under makeup. It hasn't affected my makeup at all, which is another big thing, isn't it? I've never found it to be greasy. It doesn't feel completely matte to me, which is, I'm fine with that as long as it doesn't feel greasy and as long as it doesn't affect my makeup. And the other big thing to say about the reviews is that there was a couple of dark skinned girls on there saying that they had a grey or white cast. So I don't know whether this is going to work for you, whether it'll only work for people that have got really light skin. And obviously there's no way to test that. You guys know my most recent favourite sunscreen was the Face Theory one, but it was in a jar. But that was the only thing I didn't like about it. And that was also, I think, new. I can't remember which ingredient specifically, but it was new chemical type sunscreen. But it felt lovely. It felt very moisturising. I love the feel of it on my skin. That still is a favourite. I was actually using that literally before I started using this. I've used this for about 4 days, 4 or 5 days. And I would say this one beats it because it's got that smell that I like. And I miss having fragrance in my skincare. You know, I did used to buy a lot of fragrance skincare and I miss it in terms of the experience. I don't miss it in terms of my skin. I think my skin is better without all the fragrance, but I miss it in terms of the experience. And so I love the fact that this has got a scent. So that does kind of make this more of my favourite. I love the fact that it's thin. And I like the fact that it's in a squeezy tube type bottle. I like the packaging of this, obviously over a jar. So yeah, definitely this one at the moment is my holy grail. So I will probably do what I did last year and do a lot of individual reviews on the sunscreens, tell you all about them, try and put a video in of me applying it, that kind of thing. And then I'll come back and talk about all of them together and tell you which ones are for you, if it's most important for you to get non-nano, if it's most important for it to be tinted, because obviously this is not tinted and I prefer that, and the Face Theory one is not tinted either. I prefer a non-tinted one nowadays. Or what's the best one for you if you're looking for a budget one, or you know, that kind of thing. So yeah, you're going to see quite a few videos on sunscreens, but I'm excited to try them all. The other one, I'm saying try them all, I have tried one of them and it's by Hello Sunday, so that's probably the next one I will review for you. And that one is a mineral sunscreen. And then I've got one coming today, like I said, and then that other little set from, I can't even remember the brand, but they're all cruelty-free brands, which is great. So if you have any other questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below and I'll try and do my best to answer them. And I will tell you what I'm wearing. I have got on the Catrice Liquid HD liquid foundation. I really like this. I think it's such a nice foundation, and I've been trying a few different foundations to make sure that they all, you know, go okay on top of this. On my eyes is the Charlotte Tilbury Super Nudes palette. You can tell I'm enjoying that because I seem to be saying that every time I'm doing a video. And on my cheeks is the Beauty Pie blush in Plumminess, and then on my lips is the Martine liquid lipstick in begins with J, and I can't think of the word now. Maybe it doesn't begin with J. I will list it in the description for you. That's everything. Thank you so much for watching today, and I'll speak to you again soon.